Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well, and today I wanted to share some of the failures as well as the lessons of some of my projects. And I want to be more transparent in documenting each step of the process. I think there's like an insecurity part within me that's too afraid of failing, and I really want to value the importance of making sure I share each process, each step, because I think it could be really valuable for someone. And yeah, the first project I'd like to share is JingJuice. I started this back in May 8th or around 15 during that week. And I've definitely learned a lot, and I'll be sharing some of the lessons today. So, shall we look at some of the analytics? So here's JingJuice.com. Actually, was so excited to start this project. I have a little chimp logo up here, and I want to showcase some of the products. So we have the Thinker, Baby Jing's secret formula, and he has like a golden juice, the World of Jing, and then we have a picture of him and the sun, and you can see that each picture depicts a different version of Jing. I just wanted that kind of diversity of the Jing could be. It's more of like an archetype. And the story of how Jing kind of began was, he's raised from this hell, and he is a warrior figuring out his challenges. And I don't have the entire storyline figured out, but I think it will be super cool to really create a full-on storyline. But the premise is that Jing is he tackles a lot of challenges just like anyone else, conquers his own demons, and becomes one of the greatest warriors. I mean, it's a classic, like Joseph Campbell no one to hero kind of story, but I thought it would be so cool to show that and visualize that. And yeah, I contacted quite a lot of different artists using a website called Fiverr. These are all the designs, and I'd like to also share some of the expenses as well. So yeah, let's first talk about the different categories. So the first one was the domain. These are recurring. So the Teespring domain costs $12 per year, and JingJuice.com. It says I got it on the May 13th. I don't know why I had a little mind blank, which costed $12 per year. I'm not sure how accurate these are, because over here it states that I got started on May 8th. So maybe I'm not doing the bookkeeping correctly. And I also want to trace back of why we had such a big spike over here. It's mainly because of the post that I made it, but I didn't really make this. I didn't really promote this too much on the YouTube channel. This is more of like a side project that I did, and I've definitely learned a lot of lessons, which is number one, if you are creating products for yourself, you really have to wonder if there's a market for it, because all of these things that I've created, it was mainly because I thought it was super cool, but other people might not think the same of it, So you always have to keep in mind to make sure you orient and serve your customers if you want to maximize profits and make this into a business. And also the business model that I'm currently using, I'm not creating these products myself. I don't have, first off, the tools to do so. I don't have the kind of machines. I don't have the textile, and so I used a different supplier, and this business model is called print on demand. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm doing the marketing, I'm doing the selling, and then I have a website, right? So this is how it works. A customer goes to your website, and then the customer puts an order in, and then that order, it goes to the POD supplier, the print on demand supplier, and they know what your design is because you would have uploaded before, and then they put it on your product, on the product that the customer wanted, and then they do the shipping and as well as the packaging. And then you could of course put your margins there, but they also take a cut for providing all of the back-end service for you. And yeah, it's called Teespring if you guys are interested, but people do this on Etsy, they do it on eBay, Amazon, FBA. There's a lot of, I guess, money to be made if you really know how to mass customize properly. For example, I know there's people who are creating merchandise for Microsoft or Google and doing big corporation merchandises, and if they are able to do it at a really large scale using super cool gear, I guess, or the machinery that's required, then it could be really profitable. But yeah, that's essentially what I used. I would assume if I did this, by hand, I worked with a supplier and then ordered a large inventory, I could have made a lot more, and I just, promoted the heck out of it. But I think this was more of like a side project that I was willing to embark upon. And yeah, I mean, come on, these designs are super cool, isn't it? For example, the future is now, old man. And I have that little poster right over there. And I also have a really cool hoodie. This one, the birth of Jing. You guys might be wondering what this stands for. I think I have a picture over here. Yeah. Flectere si nequeo superos aceronta moveo. And I think this is a Latin phrase. It's somewhere along the lines. Actually, I have it pulled up. If I don't have, let's see. It means if I cannot reach heaven, I will raise hell. I thought it was just a super sick meaning next to the little Jing cracking out of the egg. All right, onto the business expenses. So these are what I paid for each designs. The most I paid was for Jing and the dad, and that one is it's this one, like father, like son. And I got all of these designs from looking at different paintings and also trying to use my creativity in it. And there's a little baby Jing trying to wield the power of balance. Yeah, I thought that was pretty sick. That cost at $52.75. We have some others, 44 and 20. That was Jing and the Black Panther. I can show that one as well. That one is down over here. Jing in the Shadow. I believe it's this one. We have, yeah, Jing also has this pet of Black Panther, and he uses a trident. And I decided to use the trident, and I forgot the 3 values that I attached to it. I probably have a document of what it symbolizes, but it's just so cool of visualize or making kind of like ideas into reality. And then yeah, we could also see Jing on the panther, his pet panther, and utilizing the trident. This is Hell's Dungeon. And that one costed $44.20. We also have Jing meditating. I think it's this one. This one I wasn't like too impressed with, because I think I could have drawn this. But I think it's so cool. Okay, so yeah, those are all the costs. $49.48 for Jing coming out of the shell, and yeah, every artist had different charges. And here's what's really interesting. Jing sitting on top of a rock cost us $17.83, and it sold 5 times. And the retail price for this, for either on a hoodie or, yeah, I believe it was all hoodies, it was $34.99. which means that we had a total sale price of $174.95. We also sold one of the Yin and the Yang hoodie that costed $31.99, and then we had Battling in a War, and that one costed $24.99, coming at $24.99. The total cost of goods sold was $231.93, and then the total expenses for the domains and then the different artists that we worked with, that costed $388.85. So if we take the expenses and then we take, actually I didn't subtract it by the cost of goods sold. I subtracted the profit in order to get the gross profit. So from the cost of goods sold, this is the revenue that we generated, but from this I made a profit of $66.04. And so if we subtract expenses by the profit margins, we get the gross profit, which is negative $322.45. So I would be a horrible business, man. I would be bankrupt if this was a business. But this is definitely not how you want to do business. You definitely want to be promoting. You want to be repping out the merch, maybe doing some affiliate marketing, sending out your samples to people. You'd be utilizing all of those marketing tactics. But I just really enjoyed this, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to have people who are willing to kind of support me in these adventures, in these projects. So yeah, that was kind of my first journey. And one thing I forgot to mention before I end the video is the lessons that I've learned. So over here, as I stated, when we made the first post, we got 262 views, and then we had 5 conversions. So if we track our conversion rate, that would lead to 0.019. So that's a 1.9% conversion rate. And I would say that's probably the average. For retail, it's around 1 to 3%, I believe. And obviously this depends upon whether people are super excited about your product. That's also dependent upon what type of leads do you have, meaning do you have customers that are really, really engaged? And there's many factors which affects conversion rates. But yeah, so one of the biggest lessons I guess I learned was you really have to, number one, serve your customers, and number two, you have to make sure you test out your idea if you have any, and number three, if you want to make a sustainable business, you always have to make sure how you could increase your order value. So on top of maybe selling, let's say, shirts and hoodies, if people were interested in maybe getting a cap or cups, I could have also added that in order to maybe increase the orders. I could be talking more about kind of different ways of increasing your AOV, trying to make more profits later down, but I thought those were some pretty cool lessons to include in this video. But yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. All right, take care. Peace.